Says I'm live. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here with me this week. As many of you probably had already noticed what this concerns, Monday I lost my dog. He got to a point of suffering. He was epileptic, and he had had that for probably about a year, but it kept getting worse, and I was covering it with medications. But the time came, I knew good days weren't going to return, that he was at the end of the line. And I buried him. I buried him along with everything that he loved in the world, his toy, my coat, his blanket, his bowl. I even put the leash in there because he was free, I believe all dogs go to heaven, and I believe that mine's there. And hopefully right now he's doing whatever Wolf wants, He's living what Wolf wants to be doing at any time. And I know he's well cared for. I have no concerns there. But, he took with me a piece of my heart. I mean, he was my best friend. He was who I talked to. He's who I fed. He's who went to bed when I did. There's going to be so much missing out of my world with his loss. And it is sad, and it's been very rough because anything that I do, I'm constantly reminded that he isn't there. Now, I didn't expect him to return, but it's just that always knowing he's not there until he's not there anymore. He won't be around. And that is kind of shortly what I wanted to say, what I wanted to point out. And I thank everyone for their sorrows. It's, I always told Wolf this. There's a lot of people that love him in the world, but I love him more than they do. Because if somebody loved him more than me, they belong to him. They belong to that person. That's who Wolf would belong to. So I hope that he does rest, and I hope that life where he is now finds him in a much better place. I don't know how it could be better, though. I did everything that I could for that little guy. He was my crown prince, so to speak. In fact, I am going to put that up right now. In fact, I may be here. Let me check. No, it is not. Well, easy enough. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Wow, I have no idea where it's at now. I know I had it. I will put up like that. No, not that one. Jeez. No, jeez. Okay, you know what, man? Maybe it is gone. Because I am not seeing it. Well, so I mean, right, I got it. We'll go this route here. Nope, this one. Man, all right, they're just really little. That's bullshit. Okay, no. No, not that one either. But anyway, that is what concerns my time right now, is missing him. And I knew it would be devastating, and it has been, but that is life. And I guess that when you get an animal, when you get a dog or a cat, you know that there's going to be a day when that cat will not be there, and that is how it is. Anyway, I will always miss him. He was a big part of who I have been for the last 15 plus years. You know, I like someone. I like a dog to depend on me. Is that asking so much? Is it? Yeah, exactly. Thanks, Monica. Yeah, he's somewhere chasing a squirrel right now. You know, he's somewhere right now eating a whole pig. Yeah, who is Crime Squirrel? Oh, Incognito Society. What? What? Huh? But oh, Crime and Innocence. Got you. Crime and Innocence. A person of various names. Yeah, he did, Kim. You're right. Because I told him like 50 times a day. Even when I just see him laying there, man, I'd walk up, scratch his ears, he'd look up at me, I go, love you, bear. That's what you do. That's the person you got to be, man, I guess. I don't know, man. There's people out there that don't really give a rat's behind about their dog. Why do they have a dog? I don't know. I don't know. I think you take care of a dog because you want to love that dog. You want it to be a part of your life. You shut your channel down? Oh, man. Man. I'm smelling an interview with Crime and Innocence, sir. Yeah. Find out the inside story. So, after saying that, I did want to kind of just take this right back into the Delphi arena, where it has been for a long while, repeating. But people really enjoyed the fact that I was kind of sharing a lot of questions that I've gotten over the time, and some that, you know, really stand out as questions asked, you know, a lot. So I did kind of want to go into parts of that. Now, the other day, I was watching an old movie, now old, man. It didn't seem like it came back that far in time, but The Matrix. And in The Matrix, if people had watched that, and I kind of hold this just in a piece to the Delphi case, he went to go talk to the Oracle. Now, the Oracle, okay, and it had never noticed this. She points to the words that's wrote above the door that he had just walked in, and it was in Roman, I think, or something like that. But it said, know thyself. Because the Oracle of Delphi, the real Oracle of Delphi, which is where the oracles in Delphi, the Delphinians, that's where the town gets its name, is from the Oracle of Delphi. And it made me think, because of the paganism, did maybe Thomas Jerome Bruce put that to his mind? That, hey, this is who I am. Maybe he left that as a signature to a degree. It's something that a serial killer might do. And I'm not suggesting exactly that that is how it happened or how it occurred. But it was very odd to me because she spoke of the Oracle of Delphi. Now, they pronounced it Delphi. Over here, it's Delphi. But if you look at Phi, it's spelled just like Phi. So I think that they're mispronouncing, because I think that the real word is Delphi, not Delphi. I mean, look it up, man. Like, you know, you look up the sororities with Phi Beta Kappa or some shit. Phi, you know, Delphi. Hey, I don't speak it, but you know what? I mean, I can enunciate it. It's Delphi, all right. Which differs incredibly. Incredibly, because we got a little town that sits right here to my southeast, and it's called Russiaville. People pronounce it Russiaville, but it's spelled Rusia, Russiaville. Okay, but they call it that because its original name was Russellsville, but nobody could say Russellsville, so they said Russellville, and then it became the name because nobody can pronounce it correctly. Hang on a second. I forgot to kill my phone. I will now fire shots into that phone, and I'll see what it desires more of me. Oh. Troll calling. See, it's always best just turn the phone off. So anyway, where was I? That's right. On the Oracle of Delphi. Now, in legend, or is it myth? Maybe it's mythology. Yes, it would be mythology. Apollo went to the Oracle of Delphi, and she's the one that told him the future. Now, apparently, in story, or however that it is that they look at that, the Oracle did damn good. And one of the sayings of the Oracle, when given that, was, when asked further upon it, be like, know thyself. What would you do? You know, what would you do is the answer to that. You got to know yourself in order to say, this is what would happen. Because, I mean, if they say you will win, if they say you will lose, what do? Well, you will win or lose depending upon what you do. You see where I'm at? Thank you, Michelle. And thank all of you. You know what? Wolf he would have wanted that. You know, he would have wanted people to know. And believe me, I am not that he knew us sitting on here talking to a lot of people. He had no clue of that. But if he did, and he did know your responses, he would be very happy. And I'm sure that right now he is very happy, and he's probably looking at your responses as we speak. And he's thinking, wow, there's a lot of people out there that really gave a damn. And I'm happy about that. I'm glad he got to be in my videos. I'm glad I got to cover his birthday for, God, what was it, 12 years straight running, you know, something like that. I mean, it was like after I'd been out here just a few years, then I started running his birthday back on my old channel onto this one. So, yeah, I always tried to give him a good life, you know. That's who I am. So anyway, I was kind of considering that in regards to Thomas Jerome Bruce. Did he know anything about the Oracle of Delphi? Was he in any knowledge of know thyself? Because I know that he knew that there was a trail there, but did he examine anything into the town? And was he aware of this? Because if ever you hear about the Oracle of Delphi, and I'm not talking about Delphi's Oracle here, I'm talking about over in, what was that, Greece? I think it was Greece. Was it Roman? It was one or the other. I'm not that big on my mythology anymore. But anyway, I wonder if he, had seen that, if he knew anything about it. Maybe he left that as a signature because he knew the crimes he got away with. He knew that they knew the crimes he got away with, but they didn't know it was him. So if he had left something stating, know thyself, they probably would have said something along the lines of, now that's a signature. That says something. It really does. Because now this guy is demonstrating and showing the fact that he does know himself. He knows what he's going to do. Yeah, what's out running? And he can run now. And, he'd only really started to get bad over the last year. I mean, I go back a year ago. I mean, he was no different than he ever was, but it was just over time. It just kept adding up. And I don't know. It's one of those things when you see and you got to step up to the bat and have the heart and the courage to be that friend, to be the guy that ends it. So I had to be that guy. But again, I knew that there was no coming back. There was no getting better this time. Yeah, right, Sue. Exactly right. We don't know if it was the 50th. We know that it was in all likelihood the last, though. Oh, thank you, Mysterious Monkey. I don't know if that's for Wolf or not, but you know what? I'll tell him anyway. I'll tell him like he's still right there on the couch beside me, sleeping all the time. Hey, Mysterious Monkey 222. But thank you very much. And if you have any question on Delphi case, please throw it up there and I will get right to it. I promise. Yeah, it is, Peaches. It really is. I mean, here I am, and here I sit every day telling him I love him and how much I love him, and I thought, if somebody was listening into my house right now, they would think I was mad out of my head. Mad, I tell you. But now I don't have anybody to talk to. I don't have a dog to talk to. So now I guess I can call it what it really is. I just talk to myself a lot. But I disguise it to talking to my dog because I begin each one of them with, you know what, Wolf? You know what? Let me tell you something, Wolf Bear. This show is dedicated to Mysterious Monkey and Wolf. Man, I can't even see that up there. I don't even know if that says Woofer on his name. But man, it was supposed to be a full-on picture, not like a little. Wait a minute, man. Maybe I did that wrong. Maybe that's exactly what I did wrong. Well, I see. I did. That would be why. Haha. We'll use that there. Bam. Man, the shit they do here. It's like they give you the full thing and then they only let you use like a piece of it. Well, that's Wolf. There he is. It's my little dude behind me. It's a big bear. Katie, Sue, Kaylee, Donna, Wombats, Crime, Innocence, Incognito Society. Thank you all for being here. So if there's any... Yeah, it's kind of me. I mean, I do. It's I don't know. It's not really hard to create a bond with an animal. I mean, I would bond with like any animal, so to speak, over enough time. But it's different when it's a dog. It's different when you get their attention and can keep it, because he'd just sit there and stare at me while I was talking. And I thought, this is no different than talking to a person, aside the fact he don't cut in at every other sentence, and try to change it to something different. It's a lot like talking to a person. Yeah, he died Monday, Katie. Monday evening. Shawnee? Is that it? Is it pronounced Shawnee? 85. Good show. Respect from England. Right on, man. Back to England. My brother was born in England, Lakenheath Air Force Base. That was in probably 68, I believe. But it begs me the question: if he was knighted, would they have to call him sir? And if he was elected president, could he be? I mean, is there any reason that he'd become both? Because that would bother me, like quite a bit, substantially. Yeah, dogs do. And I believe that. I mean, look, domestic dogs show love, jealousy, sadness, pain, even humor. I mean, they have all those emotions, and you understand it when they play, when they want, they're about the same things as us, and you can tell the exact same emotion in them. I mean, why would they be jealous unless they had love? I mean, you see where I'm at? Dogs are something very special, and that is why they're our best friend. Absolutely. Yeah, I love dogs. Yeah, thank you, Alley Cat. Yeah, man, that's what I told him too. I said, I love you more than anything, right? Right? Okay, then. Yeah, both apply, Sapphire. I've lost a lot, man. I mean, people-wise, his grandfather, the dog I had beforehand, I mean, I had it, well, he was only like 7.5 years old, if that, and he got hit by a van, but there was no pain. I mean, it was just, that was it. Thank you, Donna. Donna and. Thank you very much. And if you guys have anything to ask on Delphi, just throw it up, because that's really, I mean, I wanted to let you guys know, but I mean, when people bring dog stuff up, it's hard not to discuss, you know, my dog. It's something that's been just taken my mind over the last few days is his loss. And now, again, I don't have anybody to depend upon me or anything. So it's just back to me dependent upon me. But good news, Greeno will be out soon. Now, Greeno's good for that. Greeno is damn good for that. Let me tell you about somebody who sits and listens to you talk. It's Greeno. Do you know when he cuts in? I don't even think he does. I think he listens to what it is you say, then responds. I love that about people. I love dialogue. I love good back and forth. It's who I am. Yeah, thanks, Kate. But my any depending on me over the last year and a half has been repeat. Yeah, exactly, Wombat. And you know what? I never met a dog I didn't like. I'm kind of like Will Rogers in that way. But yeah, anyway, Greeno will be out. And I think that we, you know, because he called the other night, and I forget, I think we talked for like 5 minutes, somewhere in that area. But he was very big on this. He said, man, I got my computer. He bought Cyberlinks. Now, I bought 365. He bought 365. But he said, I bought Power Director. And I told him, I'm like, well, that's kind of odd to buy Power Director, because when you buy 365, you get Power Director 18 free. You know, but he got the disc so that it can be downloaded. You know, he bought it. You know, it isn't like a download of sorts. Crime Squirrel, thank you very much. Yeah, man, exactly. Well, I say he's running, but he could be flying. I want you guys to imagine we're flying after squirrels somewhere, you know. So now, where was I just exactly? Forget what I was discussing there. A moment. Yeah, I kind of forget. Does anybody have any questions on Delphi? That would be perfect right now. Just perfect. If anybody has a question, happy to answer. In fact, I'd love to answer. But again, I mean, you know, the reason for a Thursday night live was firstly to talk about Wolf, and so everybody was in the know. Yeah, I wrote him 7 times, but I've gotten no reply back. I mean, some of them were thick, man. I sent him like a triple stamped envelope with papers that thick in it. So I know he got them. I mean, they're not going to withhold your mail. So I believe that he got a hold of them. But I don't think that he's allowed writing instruments without supervision. And now that's suicide watch, man, when they don't allow you anything, not even a razor. I don't even think that they allow him to shave, man. They're like, dude, you're going in like that, period. You can shave when you get to prison, pal. Yeah, but, you know, if he did write back, I don't know what it would mean. I mean, if he wrote back, he would not confirm or deny anything. In fact, I mean, if he was to write back to say something like that, it would just be an outright denial. But him being at the case where he's on, plus all these right here that I'm sure that he's maybe at least aware of, had been made aware of, or is in knowing that he's aware of, because he left DNA and fingerprints. And they know they got that on file now. So he knows all these others where that was left behind are going to come right back to him. So that's kind of what I'm looking at. I don't think, now, it kind of harkens back to Daniel Nations, because we wrote him a letter and it was like the day after we thought it would get here. Well, if he got it and then he sent one out the next day, it would be here on this day. So we go up to the mailbox, thinking like it might be there, this be the big day. It wasn't. Next day we walk up there, man, open it, and there it is. We got like 4 postcards from, what was that, El Paso County? I think it was El Paso County. But anyway, I mean, once he got a telephone where he could call collect, then it started changing up a bit because we could really tell that he was wanting to answer some questions, really make it look like he had nothing to do with Delphi. And it was kind of in that because I'm thinking like, well, yeah, a person who did do it and was trying to get out wouldn't admit that they did it. They would definitely say they did not do it. But, that's when we started speaking on the phone. That's when I told him, okay, the upfront letter was BS, man. We had no intention of getting you out. Well, why did you write that? Well, to get you to write us, for you to talk to us so that we could maybe make a determination on whether you had did it or not. That upset him a little bit, but I didn't care. It didn't phase my life any. I have no idea, Peaches. In fact, to answer that question, honestly, I would be very sarcastic in my reply toward that. Like, how would a case of bullshit affect anything? How would this invisible enemy affect anything at all? Now, with the news and the global elite and your masters go forward with this program, because the state of Indiana is going to mandate everybody has to wear a mask in a store. And I'm like, well, let's see. That's pretty stupid. That's very stupid. You know how you catch the flu? It's not from breathing somebody's air. No, it's because that person is contagious is touching things that you touch. You touch them, you get the virus on you. You rub your face, your nose, your eyes. And within a day or two, bam, you're sick because it travels via the hand. Not the fucking air. You see? Nobody coughs and then you catch a fucking flu. They may cough on something that you touch and catch it, but it's really backwards. But I know this, same as I always have. If they repeat the same thing over and over and over and over again, people will believe it. People believe that there's corona. I know. And I find that as hard to believe as maybe 1 or 2 of you. I really do. How could people be afraid of something that is not killing people? Maybe old people with lowered immune systems, no different than the flu. It has killed, like, God, it hasn't killed near as many people as H1N1. It hasn't touched many of the common diseases that people die from every day. It's not even in that area code because seriously, COVID is the flu. No, not even a bad strain of flu, just a regular every year flu. Yeah. If you've ever had the flu, you're going to test positive. Oh my God, you have had corona. Now you got to get vaccinated. And it's how far that they push, how far they can push, how far. You see, because when the state mandates you got to wear a mask, when is that going to go away? It won't. We'll all be running around like a bunch of slaved fucking idiots. Slaves to our masters, who are the state. Hail the state. In all their satanic glory. People go with it. People believe it. But people watch television and believe it. And that's why. Because that's where they hear it repeated all the time. COVID, a COVID outbreak at Tyson. Food shortages coming soon. Oh my God, now it's in these places. Inflation's going up. Holy shit, man, there's a mob of BLM taking on the federal government. My God, this looks like war. People will have fucking guns in hands, go out fucking killing people for no damn reason because people are fucking idiots. People believe the news like it's like the fucking facts. Need I say bullshit? If I have to, I will. But yeah, once they preach this and preach that, and we're just trying to save lives. I mean, no one has testicular fortitude to point at him and go, bullshit, you fucking liar. Get your goddamn hands off me. Does anybody ever do that? I mean, from what I see, these protesters are wearing masks. Yeah, it can't be identified. Think about it. It's like an undercover. It's like a, hey, what we're going to do is make sure these people can't be identified. We'll have everybody wear one. We're going to say that the flu is a mad disease, a plague. It'll kill us all. It's viral fucking cancer. And people with no masks on, be afraid. And we can point and laugh at them as being little animals. That's what's going on. I will not wear a mask. I won't go to a doctor, man, and wear a mask. I'll be like, you believe in that shit? Fuck you. Bye. Don't charge me for treatment. I won't go in the store. I will not buy, sell, nor trade without being numbered. I'm the good guy. Thank you, Bandry. And Wolfson says best to you. And I know that he's up there now doing wolf stuff. So it's all good. Will it be postponed because of COVID? Man, you know what? Let me put it to you like this, because they're going with that narrative. COVID's out there. It will kill. It's outbreaking everywhere. Your best friends will have it. You may have already have had it and didn't know. There are people who have had it that tested negative. Oh, dear God, when will we all be tested? No. When can we hand out the vaccine to poison the people? When can we mandate that? The animals need vaccinated or animals will die. They're an evil fuck. They're an evil, bloody mess. And they push and they push and they gather and they take your rights, liberties, freedoms away inch by inch because it's always for your own good. It's for everybody's own good. Right out comes with the new fucking bills, all your damn rights. And people are like, yay, but it is for our own good. Yeah. People aren't right. They've been programmed by their televisions to be that way. I pulled out of that over 20 years ago. I do not watch television. Oh yeah, I'm on your side, Kim. Rabies is the big one, but then again, I mean, to me, rabies is a dead disease. I have never seen an animal, not one, in my life of being around wild animals. Have I seen one that was rabid? I've seen coons with distemper. I've seen animals that had distemper or like elements, but I've never seen one frothing at the mouth, attacking aggressively for no reason. And I think that we've kind of eradicated it. It's not that it may not be around, but you got to understand, man, like here in Indiana, you know, we have the pretty harsh winters where it gets cold. Well, the survival rate of an animal with rabies is like what? You know, I mean, would they be around in a month? I mean, I doubt it. I mean, I think once they started showing signs of rabies, that they'd be dead within, you know, X long. Now, in the wintertime, because this is how it is spread, rabies is being bit by an animal that's infected, or if it drinks out of a pool of standing water in the summertime, where the rabies can still live in that water and another animal drinks, then it can pick up rabies. And that's how skunks are more likely to carry rabies than other animals, because skunks do not mind drinking out of still standing water. And that's one reason. So while it is important, because nobody wants their dog to get rabies, that would be horrible. And as far as their vaccinations go, I'm not worried about dog vaccinations, because they ain't trying to poison your dog. It's you they try to poison. You know, they're on the side of animal rights and breaking your heart. And hey, give us money so we can help these poor. Look how badly this dog's suffering right now. Do you feel good about keeping money? Don't you want to send it to us so we can go take a trip to Hawaii? Don't you want that? If I could reach through YouTube, I would grab that group and I would strangle them in front of people. That's what I'd do. But I have not broken anyone's television that had that on yet. Yeah. Yes, Christine. Yeah. And that is just like they do. Any questions on Delphi? Perfect time right now. I'd be cool to it. Wolf would be in agreement. He's behind me. He's in an agreement. Yeah. Oklahoma, they ain't got the bad winters like we do. And the point that I was making with our winter times is it can't survive above or below certain temperatures. As a prime example, a possum is pretty much immune to rabies because their body temperature is too low to carry rabies. If they got bit by a deadly snake, you know who would win? Yeah, a possum, because they're immune to the venomous snakes. They eat like, God, I forget, like 10,000 ticks a year, totally immune to all of it, and pretty much tame. And you can go pick a possum up, man. It'll look ugly, it'll look terrifying, but they ain't gonna do shit. I don't think he did, Leslie. He may have, but if he did, I didn't hear any news of it. I mean, normally it will pop up on my Google when I look, but his jury trial was set to begin October 13th. And just let me get back to Peaches' comment, because it could be, if they wish to make it like that on a criminal charge, well, we can't just pull 12 people in. What if they got the BS virus? What if they got that? You know, you see where I'm at. Because they got to build this out of its platforms to scare the fuck out of everybody, you know, out of everyone. So, with that being the case, yeah, probably. But I don't know, man. I mean, look, we're going to. Man, does anybody remember back in the what was that, wintertime, when they're like, well, as spring comes on in summer, once it gets above these temperatures, it can't survive in those temperatures. You know, like a virus. You know, you see where I'm at, like rabies. So, what happens as summer comes on? Now we get new outbreaks because of the teen party. They weren't social distancing. Let me rephrase that. They weren't social distancing. Now, why do they want us masked? Why do they want us away from each other? You know, that's what we should be asking. What's this fiasco about COVID really all about? I'll tell you what the vaccine will be. The vaccine will be an inoculation against what's coming next. You see, the second one that was uncalled for back in the wintertime. Oh my God, this happened right in the middle of the summer. It's like it mutated. Woo! Woo! You know, that's how they're going to spin it. And everything you look at, people wearing masks, protesters, people going to jail on masks. Everybody's got a mask on, including the representatives, you know, and all those people, you know. So people make up their minds. Yeah, Corona's real, man. It's really real. Real. I'm like, yeah, real flu. I've had it before. It sucks. A couple weeks, you get feeling better. Yeah, there it is. I mean, unless you're old, elderly, have a lowered immune system, then you might want to get to a hospital. Man, does anybody remember all the ventilators that Trump had in New York? It's like, we ain't got enough ventilators. And they're stacking coffins on top of coffins. And I'm like, what the hell? Who believes this shit? It's very odd. Like 99.99% of all people believe that shit because they view it and they think it'd be factually real. They never see anything out of line. And when they mandate a mask, well, I know, but I got a job, I got a kid, I got to do what they say. Yeah, that's exactly what they knew you would say. They know how dependent you are. You know, they know how dependent you are on what you do. If they mandate it, well, it is law. No, it ain't. It's a code or a statute. And I tell them to fuck themselves. Up yours. That's what I say. I don't say I'll shop somewhere else. Fuck you. And your mask. Throw a mask on, man. Let me snicker you. Let me see how goddamn dumb you are. 50 likes? Really? 71 people and 50 likes. Man, you know what? I wish I could pick Wolf up right now. Wish I could just tell him all about that. So, see, man, the people out there that cared for you, I wasn't alone in the world. That's the way I'd explain it to him. It may, Peter. But I think that they're coming out with biometric meters right after that, because you see, once the people that don't take the virus start catching the real virus that the people that got the inoculation for are inoculated against, then they're going to be like, see, now they're spreading the evil cancer virus. It's them, and they're armed combatants. Kill them on sight, because there's going to be two lines. I will swear to be a beast to the system, or I'll get my head chopped off. One or the other. That's the two lines. That's what it's pushing toward right there, is those two lines. How far will the American people go before they say, you know what? Fuck you. What are you going to do? Arrest me and throw me in jail and put me closer to 6 feet far apart from somebody without a mask? I will sue your goddamn ass off. You just fucking try it. Now, if everybody was like me, we would have never had the Federal Reserve. We would have booted this motherfucker straight out. Straight out. We would have went in, man, and said, get the fuck out. People don't, man. People were watching, they're listening to the radio shows and pay it no never mind. Hell, man, they was dying in the Depression. You know? They had no idea. Yeah, and just tell me what's up, Baxter, if you don't mind. I'm kind of make a determination from there. We are a cashless society. I mean, you can still go in and pay dollar bills, but they're backed by nothing. I mean, it's really fiat. It's without cash. In fact, you want to be without cash, go back, what was it, 1975? Maybe it was 74 when Nixon ended the gold standard, put us on the petrodollar, backed by nothing. That was the end of money. But you go back before that, 1933, House Joint Resolution 192, that took away our gold. Gold was our money, because it states right in the Constitution that American money and our debt should only be paid by gold or silver or a currency backed by such. So since 1933, we have been a cashless society. Nobody's ever paid me American cash for my money. Nobody's ever done that. Nobody said, you mowed grass for an hour, did you? Here, take an ounce of silver. Never happened. So I can say, same as everybody else, that I've never made a dime of real money in my life. It's all been Federal Reserve notes. And that's how we go down that road, man. Currency notes. Promise to pay. It's a promise to pay. Yeah, take my promise to pay. I mean, man, couldn't I do that? I mean, couldn't I make up like $1 billion bill and, add all this shit on it and give it to somebody for a brand new car and go, nah, don't worry, man. It's a promise to pay. Yeah, one day I'll pay it. You'll see. Yeah, that day's coming, man. I'll pay it. Yeah, I mean, that's what the Federal Reserve does, man. They give us promissory notes that are promised to pay. That's it. We say, yay, we'll add 1 million more promises to pay. Well, I probably have a differing opinion on that. I think that the protesters are paid for protesters, or people that need someone to tell them what to do so that they can feel like they have a purpose. That's the protesters. The federals that went in there, it's completing the story. Trump don't want this. Well, the state does. The protesters said no. So what? So I don't really put a lot of stock into what the federal government does or the protesters. I know that those who put their minds on why people are doing, as you say, they're, in unmarked vehicles playing clothes. Yeah, it's the narrative. It's the big show. It's what we see. It's what we believe. It's the painted matrix of our time. It's the way that they paint things for us to believe. What do? We believe them. We believe it, man. We believe it. Well, you say Soros. I can say Soros is that person projected at you to be that person. I mean, people are split. But mind you, there's no way to pull out that. If I was asked somebody, are you a Democrat or a Republican? They would likely pick one or the other. They're both the same wing of the same evil bird. Left, right. Whoop-de-whoop. Yeah. Well, you know what? Now you might have to reach Soros, man. Well, see, because the organizers and this and that, because, man, they just go out and get pinheads, man. Like, hey, you know what, man? You could really be helping us out, man. Come down here, man. Tomorrow we're protesting against the man. Grab a sign and do scary shit. Wear a mask. That way they can't identify you. I mean, that's what the media told us. They can't identify you if you're wearing a mask. So make sure to wear a mask. You don't want to catch corona. There's a lot of bullshit flying around. We don't want to catch it. It is. It really is. It is all a show. And I mean, if I was to ask people, man, like, okay, well, what do you think about Trump as president? Oh, geez, man, dude, greatest president ever, man. He's up there, founding fathers, woo, woo. Okay. All right. Now, if I was to ask somebody else on a different side, great president. Oh, man, no doubt about Obama, dude. I mean, all the papers said so, man. Where was you at? Oh, here's my side to all of it. Neither one of them did a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Anything that you think he's done that's important, ask yourself, was it that important? Really? Really? I think that one thing stands above anything else in life, and that is absolute freedom. Now, you and I, we, the people, the persons with the spirits embodied in a physical reality under a genome type, them, they see things differently. They think, well, he's building the wall. He, black unemployment was, they give these little talking points that the government gives. But the one thing that they never stand up for is, well, yeah, we still don't have shit for money. Inflation's on the rise. They own our property. They own our names. They own our military, and our military is not here to protect us. It's to go fight elsewhere and be the policeman of the world while everybody hates us. Nobody looks at that and says that's the real problem. The real problem is we don't have freedom. We don't own property. It's got to be registered property. It's got to be certified. It's got to be insured. It's got to go through the state and be sanctified by the Lord's corporate state. That your Lord corporate name can own this through the state of Indiana. You see, it's all one little weave of how much they own you. We are chattel property. And when it comes right down to it, when that market hits bottom, guess what? They own the world. And then now you, the beast, are sitting on it. What are we going to do with you, beast? You're not in the club. Yeah, it's all taxed. Everything's taxed. That tax is called rent. I mean, if you own a house, man, look on the deed. You are a tenant. Repeat, tenant, not owner, tenant. Because you got to pay taxes. If you don't pay taxes, they go, and thank you. We're going to sell this and get our revenue. Have a nice day. Because that's what it's going to come to. COVID's the checkmate move. There will be the second wave. There'll be the third wave. Each wave getting stronger. People not taking the vaccines. Then they drop the real vaccines on those people. They drop the real virus on those people. Those people get it. The ones who already took the vaccine against COVID are inoculated against it. Then they're going to say, we're causing the disease. We're spreading it. We are armed combatants, and since we haven't turned ourselves into the FEMA camp, we got to be hunted down like a beast. Our bodies will be burned. That's where they're pushing toward. And you know what? Smart Money says 99.999% of everybody goes along with the plan. They just go with it. You don't say no, they'll kill you. Well, why did you ever give them that power? Why did you never see that there was an issue in giving them that kind of power? You see where I'm at? When you give people that kind of power and technology, there's probably their revolution on the other side, the takeover. Nope, you're a beast in a field and you will swear allegiance to be a beast or heads cut off. Or we'll just kill you and burn you. How do you want it to be? Thank you, Nancy. I thank all of you for being here. I mean, it does. It means a lot to me, and I know that Wolf would, want the same. Yes, let's talk Delphi. It's been my equation here for a long time, Phil. Who's Susan Collins? Is that who you're talking about, Ivy? Because, yeah, if he was down there at that time, I mean, it does make him a strong person of interest. It really does. Anybody have a question on Delphi? Anybody? Anyone? Good question. I think that he didn't want them in plain sight. I mean, I feel that at the get-go at the Catholic supply store, sexual assault and homicide, he knew he was going to be hit. So with that in mind, he took the clothes, got out of them, probably chucked them in a box. Now, I think it may go a little bit deeper than that. Because, once he stuck that in a box, put it under his house, I think that if that is the case, if that is what, we've heard, and I did read that they went under his house to look for various items, and the fact that he tried to dispose of or so forth, the clothes says that may have been where they were hidden. But I think that being a sadistic killer, I think that he had crimes on video, to watch and relive that event, so to speak. So I think that may have been there as well. Go ahead, Baxter. Yeah, I do too, Incognito, and I agree. But if he would have threw them into a garbage the day before, they would have had to found that garbage. You see where I mean? Now, he may have did that and may have tried to get rid of some things by throwing them in the garbage, and I do believe I read that as well. I don't know if it was his clothes or what it was that he had on that he did that with. I mean, that's why I'm only answering that, because I heard they went under his house and got some evidence out from there. Now, if it was evidence toward that crime that was under his house, what would it be? I mean, he had the guns registered, I'm sure. So I don't know what else it would be. Yeah, exactly. So, exactly. Yeah. Bags of clothes, man, that could be telling too. And that could be like mementos of various crimes. And I'm sure when they raided his house, once they got everything out, I'm pretty sure that they were like in the know, like, wow, we got ourselves a real killer here. This is not the first time he's done stuff like this. Well, now wait. See, Peaches, I don't know that that is the case. I mean, you say that she made the cut, he didn't. Well, that would be like pre-planned toward her, whereas I think it was more an act of opportunity that she was there at that time when he was. Now, I could be wrong on that, but it just comes off more that way than, there was a reason. But if he did not make the cut, again, that would have been the time that he would have been out perpetrating such actions anyway. When things went bad in his life, that's the route it took. Go ahead. Do you need the number? Yeah.
Jimmy Juice.
How you doing?
Good. Hey, I just want to go down a different rabbit hole. If that's the. Yeah. Jimmy Juice. How you doing? Hey, what's up, brother? I just want to go down a different rabbit hole.
Kill YouTube.
Hold on, let me shut this down. Hey,
yeah. Before you make a call, always stand in the YouTube. Go ahead.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
I was so quick to judge when there was a Muslim lady that didn't want to take off a face mask.
Yeah.
Have a picture taken, but now we're so quick to put a mask on.
Yeah.
And dude, I don't know. I went down a different rabbit hole, dude. I'm just waiting on whatever with the two girls in a Delphi.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for that to take place, and you go with what you said. I'm just waiting. You said November, December, petition should take place, but I haven't talked to you for a while. What's up?
No, this is it. This is pretty much what's going on at this time. It's a repeat as it is, but it's what I work with until his charges are. They got a conviction. Once they get a conviction, then it's on.
And I just kind of laid off that a while because, man, that consumed me. So I went down a different rabbit hole, and it's like I'm on this. The earth is flat.
All right, go ahead, man. Speak about this rabbit hole.
I've just been reading up and studying up on that, man. A couple things just took me.
Hmm?
And that's where I'm at. But this COVID thing, it got us all down. But now you can't go into a place without a mask.
Okay, but are you standing there saying, fuck you, I ain't going in, stop, call the law, do whatever you want because I will sue their ass? Or
I just play the game. If they don't make me put it on, I don't put it on. If there's a sign out there, put your mask on, I'll put it on.
Yeah, well, you see, that's called going along with the game. I don't go into those stores, nor will I buy, sell, or trade without one. Because I repeat, I am not going to wear a mask for their approval. If they don't want to see my face, good. Don't watch my fucking show. We'll both be cool about it.
Hey, Mike, here's where I go. My driver's license picture's coming up. Should I wear my mask?
They'll make you take it off.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. But you know what? When I go into the liquor store to get my fucking booze, sorry about the F-bomb, brother.
Oh, no
know,
problem.
like,
I say it all the time.
It'll make me take my mask off. But you know what? From now on, I'm just going to go without a mask. If they kick me out, that's odd on them.
Yeah. Well, you see, and
But,
that's another downside to this, because those who refuse to go with the program, then guess what? They're going to lose their jobs. Once they start losing all these jobs, the stock market will start plummeting. Once that happens, everybody's like, and then they're going to see the craziness that mankind can commit, because we have been so divided by religion, money, everything, race, everything, man. They just divide us out, man. We are divided as can be, right for the picking. Now you got to wear a mask. Now you need an inoculation. Now you need a biometric meter. Now those who didn't are like the armed combat, you know, and everybody in the world that says, look, the American military will not fire on its own people. Would you like to bet on that?
No, that's a false.
I know better. I know that if they're told to, that they got two answers. Either A, you do it, or B, you're court-martialed and you become one of them. What is it going to be? You'll fire. Thank you.
Or you're just like the mask. You do or you don't.
Yeah, well, they're under the law. They are under military law.
Exactly.
They better do what their superiors say, or that's that, man. I mean, there it is.
Exactly. Exactly, Mike. That's what I've been talking about. I just put a mask on just because. No confrontation.
Yeah.
But that's just, I don't know. Am I ready to swing on somebody that confronts me? Mike, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just saying, you know, because, holy hell, it's like, if I don't wear a mask and you got a mask on, we'll just put a second mask over yours. We're all covered then.
Yeah.
So, hey, Mike, I heard your dog passed away. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay, man.
No, this is a personal thing between me and you.
Right, but this is a live show.
It is. I know it's a live show, dude. I just, like, I try to stay off of public TV and stuff like that, bro, but it's just like I'm sitting down here. It's like, let me get caught up on a Delphi, and you're down a different rabbit hole than me.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to hear that, because you know that I'm a dog lover.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying as much, but you know, I mean it is what happened, and you know, I thought people, you know, subscribers, because they kind of knew what from different videos, would want to know. So I did want people to understand. That's why I didn't do a video Tuesday.
No. And you know who I am, and I got Baxter to Jack Russell.
Yeah.
I make it public.
Baxter Superdog.
Oh my Lord. He's sitting here looking at me like, Dad, why are you so upset?
Yeah.
Well, I just had to give my condolences. And like I said, I went down a different rabbit hole about this flat earth. And I still follow your channels, like icons and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, I try to keep up, and it's just, you know, my sponge is so full of water, it's like leaking out. But I'm down this flat earth thing right now. It's like,
wait, you believe the earth is flat?
Go ahead.
You believe the earth is flat?
I do. I just made a public announcement.
You know what? People do that, man. I got a really good friend that's like, dude, if I told you what I really believed, you'd laugh. You'd think I was insane. I'm like, no, I've heard some insane shit in my life. Okay, the earth is flat. I swear it. I swear to God it is. And I'm like, yeah, don't repeat that around people I know.
Well, I just repeated it in public. I don't care.
Well, there are scientific measures that I can say do not befit a flat earth at all. But people will look at a flat map and go, ha, see how you're wrong? And I'm like, yeah, that's really weird. All these people know it, but nobody comes out with it. Really, really weird, isn't it? or it's total bullshit, which I do believe that it is. But I think that a person has to like know a little bit more concerning science to really delve into that question, because if a person does not, then they can be taken by the flat earth principle that they do use. Looks good, but is not. It really isn't. In fact, anything and everything that would show that the earth is a planet round, more or less in its features, you'll see it.
You know what, Mike? I will never argue with you on something that you believe in.
Well, I'm not arguing with you.
No, and I wouldn't either. You know what? Because we can drink a beer together.
No, we can't. I'm an alcoholic.
So am I.
I've recovered 20 years.
The VA wants to send me for treatment.
They always want to do that. That's how they get money, man.
Exactly. But you know what? I'm a firm believer it is. But you know what? Like I said, I'm just waiting to see what happens with the little girl's murderer. And like I said, I've gone down a different rabbit hole, so I haven't been in contact with you lately. But my condolences.
No, thank you.
You got it, brother. 95 Bravo out.
95 Bravo. Right on, man. Of the troops and for the troops. All right. Peace, man.
Yep, you got it.
Somebody asked me if I was going to keep his ashes. No. I had sort of a coffin that I had built. It's like rectangular. It's got a lid that pulls down. And I'm going to put him in places, with rocks over the top of it that says woof. And it will be, and I'll probably take his food bowl that he's used for 15 years. It's stainless steel, and I'll probably put that up above. Because every time I cook pork chops, I always cut off those few pieces for woof. So I'll just take one down there about every night and throw it in the bowl. And before long, every wild animal imaginable will be right there eating it, as they like to do. Okay, yeah, you know what? Yes, Peaches, I did put my flag of Uganda at his feet. I put him in my military jacket and put his favorite blanket in there with his little beaver, his little favorite toy. Put all that in there with him, plus his leash. And I will place him in a place that I know of, and that will be where his remains lie. Yeah, I don't really believe in flat earth. I never have. It's just like the Mandela effect. It's just like all these, I want to be like correct in the way I phrase it, but it's more of like some kind of hype phenomenon, that they can like try to show you, and people will see that and they go, it's really true. The earth is flat. But again, man, I mean, that you can take like a 1 foot pole here in the northern hemisphere, go down so far like that. And, you get the shadows where the sun goes. Now, again, with flat earth, I say, okay, if the earth is flat, where does the sun go at night? Because if I call over on the other side of the world, they're like, yeah, it's noon here. Well, there's no sun here. How could that be if the earth is flat? How could it be? Look, a magnet has two poles, the north side and the south side. If you have the center being north and all around the outside being south, how could that be? Do you see where I'm at? There has to be a pole of north-south. You can't have north in the middle and the whole outside be south. It's impossible. It defeats what it is. It's just that to an ant on a beach ball, it looks flat. It's flat, man. You can't see the subtle rise of the thing. But, man, if you go out the ocean and you're watching the Statue of Liberty with binoculars, you know what will happen? It'll disappear from the ground up. That's because it's round, subtly round over the entire earth. Yeah. Makes you think, don't it? I mean, hey, look up like aeronautics, man. Like when they're mapping out from one place to the other, they have to add in the equation of the roundness of the earth to get an accurate reading on the direction that they want to go. It's no different than if a airplane took off from Indianapolis heading to Germany, which is like east of it, okay, it's going to take off to the northeast because it circles the roundness back around to where it is to make the shortest flight. Think about that. They wouldn't do that if it was nothing flat, man. They'd just fly east to where it is. Always something to think about. Always these little peculiarities that needed to be pointed at. Yeah, Jerry, I'm saying the earth is not flat. Not only am I saying it's not flat, I'm going to say that we've known that for like 4,000 years. Actually, before that. Because many always thought it was round, even going back before that. You know, you got this tilt that creates the seasons of the earth. You see where I'm at? As it spins, it disappears. But if you're over here, it's still up. If you're over here, it's still up. If you're over here, you could go around the earth at the speed that the earth turns. And if you hit it at the first thing in the morning, it's going to travel morning all the way around the planet until you get back. You will be in morning. People have circumnavigated the globe many times. And in fact, many captains have circumnavigated the globe. It's easy to do today. They did it back like a long time ago. You know, and people don't make sense of that. You tell them that and they go, well, it's round like this then, you know, with the whole outside of it. And I'm like, no. It's fantasy. Pull your head out of that. If it doesn't have scientific background, why even look into it? You're just dipping into conspiracies that you may believe, you may not, but it's all part of the programming. We got to pull ourselves out of programming, people. That's what it amounts to. If you watch TV, you're in that programming. You're a left, right person, you're a religious person, you're this person, that person, but it depends on what your shows and music tell you to be. You know, you're completely plugged into that. What you got to do, what you got to be. This is when I got to do that. No, man. I, you, me, us, we're spirits, man, that are embodied in a genotype. We go on from here somewhere. I mean, I'm not going to say the Bible's correct. I'm not going to say it's incorrect. I'm going to say it's a religion, and people that, you know, fall into that, that's your religion. You know, that is what it is, and you follow that. I believe to a side that there is a great creator, the architect of the universe. All things were made through it. And here I sit today, a child of it. No different than anybody else, in my opinion. Nick, right on. Nick, Sharon. Radar, man. Hey, Radar, glad you made it. Katie. You know what, Katie? I don't really know. I'll put it to you like this. There's X words that we've heard. Now, there's more to it than that. And if they was calling in an expert on voice, they would probably use the clearer voices rather than the ones that were muffled from being in a pocket. It would be a better vocalization. Now, it would depend on how many words they got to hear him say, because Down the Hill doesn't really give that much. They can say, well, it sounds a little like, but I don't know that they could definitely pinpoint an exact area. I mean, they could say, like, you know, I did going back before Thomas Bruce, that it sounded more like a Northern Kentucky accent. But it's just the way he says Down the Hill, you know. But then again, you take Northern Kentucky, St. Louis. But then again, he grew up in Michigan, man. He lived in California for, God, how long? Maybe 8-9 years. So, or no, maybe 6-7 years. I mean, it couldn't hurt, but why would it help? I mean, why would you bring someone in and pay him for that? I'm telling you, they know who did it. They know exactly who did it. I mean, the rest lies in their case. But they know to whom did that. They do. Yes, but Ivy, he was walking on a railroad bridge and was intoxicated, is my belief. That does not show his normal gait, because you always got to watch where it is that you step, and you got to have your head down. I mean, some of it is motions, mannerisms, but you know, it's like, how much is on there to be viewed? Would it be enough for them to go through all that and the money when they know who did it? Again, I mean, like, after his case ends down there, you're going to see, man, like, a lot of cases come up, man, a whole lot of cases come up, because he's tied directly with DNA and fingerprints too. Now, they know all those. Those sheriffs have been contacted. The prosecutors have been told to get their case together on him. This is the guy you're looking for. Here's what we, the FBI, know. Make your case, make it strong, and let's get this underway. Because when they go down there, they're all going to be there, and they're all going to be questioning, and it'll probably come out that, yes, all of these and a few more I done. And it will be big. Yeah, I do too, Katie. I don't, you know, I didn't want it to be this long. I mean, in fact, again, man, when I go back to the date of the murders, you know, once I heard about it and I seen that, okay, here's this guy that did it, I thought an arrest would be imminent. I thought it would be like a day or two, that they know where, what does, you know, they knew all this inside information. Bam, he's going to be hit. Somebody's probably calling in as we speak right now. That was my thoughts. 3.5 years later, you see, 3.5 years later, we're still pondering why they haven't arrested this guy. Well, they did. They did. And that was over 1.5 years ago in November of 2018. They arrested the guy. And that is who it is. And I will not come off that. Well, I don't think that he is an alcoholic, Kim. He uses alcohol, and I think that he uses it in conjunction with committing crimes like this to give him the courage to commit. But at the same time, I think he's more of just a drinker. You know, it's just like Ted Bundy. He used alcohol, but he never said, my problem was I was an alcoholic. You see, I think that they use it on those occasions. They go out, they have a couple drinks, they feel good. You know, he goes out, he gets a couple drinks, these thoughts keep coming back to him, he acts on them. I think that that's the kind of alcohol, you know, user that he is right there. Now, I could be wrong. He could be an alcoholic, but I don't know, man. I mean, I really don't. I've never seen anything that says alcoholic. I will throw up my email here. Right there. Mr. Katt 420 at gmail.com. That's right. There was 419 Mr. Katts before me. Kids. They're one of summer's worst pests. Always there, always screaming. Always making to do with shit. All right. Well, everybody, I'm going to bail out here. And I thank all of you for viewing. And so that everybody knows, if you just came in late, Wolf did pass away this last Monday, the 27th. Wanted to let everybody know that, you know, he is gone now. And kind of touch base on Delphi, maybe answer any questions. That way it wasn't just about what, you know, that way it still carried on the norm as the show. I thank all of you, including the moderators. You guys are the best. And man, it didn't even leave the names. It did not leave the names of the people that donated there. But you three, thank you guys very, very much, man. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. And I'm still getting a video put up, and I will get to it. But it's coming in short order. I've said for a couple months. All right. Peace, everybody.